Particularly lately, everyone's talking about holding space, but very few people know what that actually feels like. It's become a bit buzzy, but often misunderstood. So it's not about being passive. It's not about disappearing. It's about staying present without taking over. That's how I would define holding space. What it isn't is holding space isn't like staying silent while somebody spirals. So in my experience in my life, when I've come into sometimes rooms, whether it's a boardroom, whether it's literally like a hotel room, whether it's a living room, there can be tension, that's putting it politely. There can be aggravation, there can be discomfort, and sometimes my role is a little bit like a cooler, like to literally come in and lower the temperature in the room. A skill set is to be familiar with high levels and degrees of discomfort, so I feel at peace in that space and I can attune and see what's occurring. And that kind of also takes you out of like the hurricane. You're kind of like an overwatch, observing the situation, which lets you fundamentally, like in the listening, hold space for what's happening observationally, essentially, so that you can cue in and offer more insight for people who are in it, like the eye of the storm, to pull themselves out. There is a thing that if you absorb someone's discomfort or you try to take it on, you really do rob them of the chance for them to meet it themselves. And so it's really kind of just being with what's there. I'll sometimes use the metaphor of like a lighthouse. And I do envision it like this rocks all around it and waves are bashing through and you're still powerful with a light beam out, like holding it. And it's a guiding light for people to like return if they want to. What it is it's really you're making room, for someone to feel what's occurring without rushing through it, which is invaluable. And so it really gives people space, oftentimes for the first time, to look and see about what's actually going on internally, blind spots behind them, and it gives them a chance to actually meet it, and then they can do something about it. As a result of that, what that does is it builds trust, especially during conflict or feedback. And man, when a leader can hold space, people stop performing, they really do start participating. That's also how you start achieving things that you haven't achieved before, because there was space for those things to arise that weren't there previously. That's immensely valuable. It's just incredibly valuable. So whatever, like the real question isn't like, are you saying the right thing? Because that's often also coming inside you and your mind versus what's happening, say, in the room or in the conversation. Instead, it's can you stay with what's real long enough for something true to emerge? Like discover, be curious. That's how you find things versus always coming from like, your past-based things that you know. That's how you can invent. That's how you can create. That's how seemingly impossible things become entirely possible, by making space for something new to emerge, So I would invite you with that. I would invite you to look at what it would look like to actually be in the moment and hold space instead of immediately filling it, and see what shows up for you, see what arises.